Okay. Well, that
Since they're speaking to closed session items, that's why everybody here has these cards to closed session items. I thought it was pretty responsible to have them here. Yeah, if we can. Got it?
you there. Okay. We're going to use the cell phone here because we're going to on direct line wireless line set up. So it's be on my cell phone. You're okay?
No, it is. Okay, let's voice this.
Okay. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Let the record reflect that the meeting was called to order at 4:40 p.m. Today is Tuesday, May 26th. The purpose here is public comment on closed session topics. Members of the public may address the board at this time regarding items on the closed session agenda. The Board of Education reserves the right to limit speaking time to 3 minutes or less per individual, and we do have, looks like about 8 speaker cards here.
Mr. President, point of order.
Yes,
With all due respect, I believe today's agenda was not posted on our website in a timely fashion, and therefore this is a potential Brown Act violation, section 54954.2, that states in part that the agenda shall be posted in a location that's freely accessible to members of the public and on the local agency's internet website if the local agency has one. It goes on to say the agenda shall include information regarding how, to whom, and when a request for disability-related modification or accommodation, including auxiliary aids and services, may be made by a person with a disability who requires a modification or accommodation in order to participate in a public meeting. And as of last night at 11:22 p.m., I looked on our district website. I've been looking all weekend, and the agenda that was posted was May 12th. Now, I actually looked on Saturday afternoon for it. I didn't see it, and I thought, well, maybe that's how the board does things. Maybe the board just posts only the last meeting's agenda. But I looked in the Brown Act, and then this morning, I checked again after 10 o'clock, and I saw this. I saw what I normally have seen in the past. So I'm believing that we cannot proceed tonight, unfortunately. I spent 20 hours to prepare for this meeting. I want the meeting to go forward, but I believe that to be potentially involved in a Brown Act violation because we did not post the agenda on our website. If we have one, we do have one. So with all due respect, I request that we terminate the meeting to be in compliance with the Brown Act.
I'd like to add this. Yeah, hang on, Amy. Did you hear, David? Okay. The agenda was posted on the website. There was one link on one page that was not listed. And so if you went to anywhere on the it was on the website. We checked with those that were sent the agenda. I believe the board members were able to access it on Friday, as was in checking with Morgan Hill Times. They received it, were able to access it off of our website as well. So it was posted in accordance with that.
and having checked with council also advises that you are compliant.
Well, I received an email, I received a phone call from a couple parents, and they couldn't access it. So I went to the website, and May 26th was not on our website. On Saturday, Sunday, Monday, until sometime after 11 this morning. I took snapshots of the website, and your answer just now relative to, well, if you click on an old link, it'll bring up a new link, that doesn't satisfy the Brown Act requirements. It has to be clearly posted.
I wish you had called me on
Unless-
Saturday
unless-
when you didn't get access to it, because I would have corrected you how to get access to it.
We have that,
But-
we have access to the back end,
Okay.
through Janie's link. I'm not talking about the back end. I have access. I'm talking about public community. They did not have access to the information 72 hours prior to today. That's what I'm talking about. So I want it on record that if we proceed with all the other things going on with us in violation of the Brown Act, and you know what I'm talking about, I'm very cautious, very, very cautious about proceeding and violating another Brown Act on top of the one that's already on the table.
I appreciate your concern. The fact is that the link that you access as an individual board member is the exact same link for public.
I don't think you understand.
That's not the point. The point is that when you look on the webpage, you look on the webpage as of Saturday, as of Sunday, as of Monday, as a public citizen who is not an insider, who's not a member of the board, who's not an employee of the district, who's maybe one of the 58% of the population who don't have kids in the district, who simply want to attend a board meeting, I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know that. I would only know if it's here. I wouldn't see that there is a meeting agenda. In fact, up here you can check meeting schedule, which I did first. I didn't know where I was looking for it for 3 days. And then I found, and then
You have my cell number.
it was after the 72 hours. It was after the 72 hours. And so I checked here because 4:30 Saturday was before our deadline. It was after I realized it was a violation of the Brown Act.
Were you able to access the agenda on Friday when it was sent to you?
I didn't look at it until Saturday night.
Okay.
But
You
but
could have
you're
given us a link to
For members of
anybody
the
else.
public, for members of the public, they would not have access.
that's the point.
Yeah, they do have
And
access.
actually, they do. Disagree.
It
There are
says online
multiple
agenda.
sources.
I went on there and I went to public when it was 11:12 on Friday. I accessed the agenda on my copy.
On Friday it was on. Saturday morning, it was not. I have snapshot copies of it on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and not until this morning.
This is Sunday, 11:22 p.m.
Because I got a
I
phone
thought maybe it was
call
our
from a
procedure
parent.
not to put it on there. Then this morning I see this, which is what I've seen in the past. I don't usually go to the public website, but I did because I saw this. So, you know, this is what we normally have. This is our agenda. It was not on there until 10 o'clock this morning.
We have our attorney that presented to you last week, or the last board meeting, here, Karen Resendez, presented on the Brown Act, is an expert of the Brown Act. And I would like for her to be able to answer questions related to this issue.
We may also have members of the public that want to speak on this.
But this is not on the agenda. So this is a point of order. So we're to that point where it's a point of order. And so, the point of order of what?
You question the ability for us to have the meeting.
I was, as everybody else this way, and I begin working on the agenda almost every day as it's presented to me, and I accessed it on Thursday, on Friday, on Saturday, and Sunday.
But wait a minute, you're missing the whole point. Maybe
On Friday.
I can elaborate. on
Friday.
the attorney. The point is, not us, we have access through the back end on our internal systems. We have access no matter what. The public may not have access, but we have access. The public did not have access to the agenda sometime on Saturday morning until sometime after 11 a.m. today. There was no May 26th agenda listed. I have snapshots of the screen on every single day, their timestamp. it wasn't available, and that's my concern. It was not available to the public, not us. I had access.
Okay,
To
Jen,
the
I think
public.
I do. I know Steve CC'd the board on an email to citizen about how they could find the email. I mean, they link to go to the agenda online. And if you click this and you go here, you can do that. You can get to it. In the past, our practice was there's a link.
Right.
Right.
So it wasn't as easy as it was because that link wasn't set up, but it was on.
So if someone has intimate knowledge of our district's website, they can navigate. General citizens of the community, if they're concerned about our agenda, they want to visit our agenda from a location outside of our agenda, not to mention that it's posted, if somebody wants to look at our agenda, it's not there easily accessible. And that's,
Yeah, so
And
that's a
there's
good
a
question.
second-
Let's,
Okay. Please.
yeah, I just want to ask Karen to come to the podium to address that issue.
I have a second area though. Not only was the agenda not available, freely accessible as of last night, 11:12 p.m., the minutes from last week's meeting was also not available. There was also no link for that. So, as an ordinary public citizen who's not an insider, I wouldn't know how to access this. It's not freely accessible. It's not true. This morning it is, because now we have May 26th. That's freely accessible. This is not.
Yeah, so what I'm hearing is there's a question that the board has regarding whether or not the agenda was posted properly to Citizens Brown Act. If it was not, then this meeting needs to stop and it should be convened at another time where it's posted properly. To satisfy the minimum requirements of the Brown Act, you have to have it posted on your district website, on your district office, and provided to anyone who requested access. And that has to be done for a special meeting 24 hours in advance and for a regular meeting 72 hours in advance, as you know. My understanding is that it was posted on your website from your discussion. Well, let me share what I heard when I walked in 3 minutes ago. That it was posted on your website, that it wasn't as easily accessed by the public as it ordinarily is. If it's on your website and it can be accessed by pressing links on your website, then that is sufficient to satisfy the Brown Act. It may not be the best practice for the district. It may not be your preferred practice in order to share information with the community, but it does satisfy the Brown Act.
I disagree, because if I'm looking as a citizen, I want to come to this meeting, I'm looking for May 26th. There's no May 26th on this. There is no May 26th. So I, as a citizen, the only way I would know that there's even a meeting would be to click on the top line that says 2014-15 board meeting schedule. Then I'd see the schedule. Click on that link, and there is no link to an agenda. There is no link to the minutes. And in any case, the minutes, which are part of the agenda, were not posted until this morning at 10 o'clock to the public.
The minutes are not required to be posted according to the Brown Act.
Well, they're not, but they're customarily part of our agenda.
I'm just answering the question as it relates to posting to the Brown Act, because if it wasn't properly agenda, we would need to stop this meeting now. But I'm hearing that it was posted on the website, you had to click different buttons to get to it. That's my understanding. I didn't investigate the facts, so I don't know if that's true.
Karen, I mean,
Yes.
the way I understand the Brown Act, it really has to be easily accessible to the public. This was not easily accessible unless you knew how to click certain links. In other words, this is a deviation from the past. So the past, May 26th would have been always there. You click on May 26th, and then it would have taken you to the agenda. That did not happen this time. And so there was confusion, and the question I would pose is, what if a member of the public would want to put in a complaint that we violated the Brown Act? And, they have the same information as I do, and they took the snapshots of the previous and after. we're opening ourselves up for liability. And given what other violations that we have on the table, I'm really concerned, and that's my point.
So just to articulate the general rule again, if it was actually posted on Morgan Hill Unified School District's website, posted on the front of the building, posted in other locations throughout the district, or other locations throughout the community, if that did in fact happen, along with providing notice to the individuals who had asked for advance notice, newspaper groups or anybody else, if that happened, even if it was more time consuming or more complicated to get to it, as long as the agenda was on the board website and it could be accessed by members of the public, it's a lawful Brown Act agenda. But I do fully understand your point about the importance of having it be very easily accessed so that folks who may not be familiar with your website can get to it easily. Completely understand that. I think that's the best practice, but you wouldn't be violating the law by having this conversation right now if you had it on the website 72 hours in advance, and it could be by a member of the public.
A website is customarily identified as URL. URL was not MHUSD.org, which is our website. It was a different URL, which is morganhill.agendaonline.net, I believe, something of that nature. It was not MHUSD.org, and I believe that anybody who understands what a website is, who might question anything we do tonight, will find that we are in liability. We're at risk. I want to protect our district from any unnecessary legal action that will occur actions.
Board Member Gerard, I respect everything you're saying, and I'm an advocate for complying with the law, and especially the Brown Act in this discussion. My question to you, and I don't know the answer, I haven't investigated it, is if you go to the Morgan Hill U.S.C. website, can you get to links that will get you to the other URL that you just described?
Only if you know how to operate the website you've done it before. But I, as a board member, was looking for Saturday night. I couldn't find it on our public website.
Councilor, may I? All right, at this point in time, I think we've reached a resolution. And the fact of the matter is, the link was on the website, it was accessible, you may have had to look for it. And I really question why you would even be looking on the website when it's directly sent to you via an email. So you have agenda online available unless you want to make an issue. I have the floor. I have the floor. I have let you speak. In fact, I've let you speak unabated. So if you will allow me, I think we have reached, well, I have reached the conclusion, and my peers have also. The counselor has given us advice, and that advice is that if it was there, it meets the minimum requirements of the Brown Act, we should proceed.
Well, you asked me why I'm raising it.
Can I make a statement?
Yes, please.
Did we post the agenda like we do outside of the board?
Yes.
So the public had access to whatever site, see what was on the agenda. Did we also, the public could have also come into the office? You know, for whatever reason, I can't access the agenda, but I'll come into the assistant superintendent's office. That's definitely possible, right? That's what I have in my mind. I think if there was an individual who wanted to access that, and, you know, I guess I'm looking wrong, prior to computers, this type of stuff. If there was that burning passion where I have to see the agenda, I want to see if there's a specific thing that's on that agenda. I had availability.
So, we will vote on this, Councilor? I don't
Are
see
you
why we
asking-
should. I'm not asking.
What I'm hearing is that the board disagrees in terms of whether or not it was posted on the website. If it was posted on the district website, then you are permitted to continue with the meeting. It does not require a vote or action. If you have determined that it was not posted on the website because that was a new provision added to the Brown Act. It now has to be on the website in addition to the doors and other school sites. If it wasn't posted on your website, meaning you couldn't click links to get to it from your website, starting at your website, then it would be a violation to continue the meeting.
So
Yeah, we have a comment from our trustee on the phone.
Go ahead, Amy.
Amy?
Professional opinion on whether or not it was violation. And I think maybe, I mean, I realize David and Gina's opinion that it wasn't where it usually is. Maybe we should just take note of that. But I also think that we're wasting the public time right now. And if you notice that on Saturday, it would be beneficial to everyone to call the superintendent or somebody and let them know prior to that. So we're not all sitting here discussing this for half an hour.
Thank you, Amy.
Can I just say something? Because
In the interest of transparency and accountability, where Amy's located, I'm suspect to our, because it's required by her to post. And this is not from me, this is from somebody else. Just
Rick wants you to take a picture of the posted agenda. And he's asking President Benevento.
If you have, Amy, in other words, have you posted on your hotel lobby door whether or not there was going to be a meeting up there? Rick is asking the question. It seems as though the board really wants to have this meeting delayed, and I find this very problematic.
Well, address one question at a time, and if you want to comment on that, then comment.
Gina, will you recognize? No. Thank you. Rick, still with you. Amy, have you posted it? Can you?
I have to actually leave my meeting that I'm traveling for business on to come here.
not my problem.
So yeah, I can definitely take a picture and send it to you right now.
You can picture it, text it to the phone.
Ridiculous.
You can text it to Steve's phone if you have it.
Why would I not post it? I don't understand.
Just a point of order Rick is trying to make.
Quite not taken.
Okay.
Hold on one second.
Are you sending it to mine? This is Steve.
Yeah.
No, not yet. You sent it to, oh, there it is. Yep. Thank you.
Can we proceed with actual business now?
Are there any other concerns regarding the issue?
yeah, can I just say something? Because I came here.
Well,
to just-
no, she has a card. Sally?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so,
You'll be,
Sorry,
you'll be called when they do public. You'll get a chance.
What was the question, Steve? I'm sorry.
No question. There's a speaker in the audience that has a card in and she's anxious to speak. She'll get a chance to speak.
Are there any further comments before we let?
So my name is Sally Costas and I usually keep track of when the meetings are, and I went online to find the agenda, and so I couldn't find it, so I'm part of the public. I came here and I got information about how to get there, but it wasn't through the Morgan Hill Unified School District.org website. I was given morganhill.agendaonline.net, which is like, who knows? I mean, if I wouldn't have come down here, I wouldn't have been able to get that information, so I could get the agenda. And I was already here, so here I am. But do you see the point? That people out there don't have this information. So the agenda was not accessible to the public. Thank you.
Rich, you want to speak about the same issue?
Yes, exactly the same issue. So I went to the board website as well, and there was no listing for today's meeting on the agenda. And I had no idea to be able to go to other links somehow to get to an agenda for today's meeting. So again, I also said there was not an agenda posted that was freely accessible to the public for this meeting.
Having heard from council, having been advised by staff, it has been posted whether or not it's easily accessible to the public, to any of the individual trustees. I find at this point in time that we have enough information on which to proceed.
I think that I think we need to take a look at consideration to make sure that it is more accessible, because I know as a parent, it is frustrating when you're looking for information and can't find it.
Very good. Thank you. We have already speak. Okay, so this, now that the meeting is called, has been called, move forward. Members of the public may address the board at this time regarding items on the closed session agenda. The Education Clerk will recommend speaking on 3 minutes per individual. And we have 5 speaking cards on the subject of, well, just the closed agenda items. If you will, please, Ms. Elizabeth Spire. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Elizabeth Pfizer y soy residente de Morgan Hill y mi hijo asistirá a la Academia Voices el próximo año escolar. Mi pregunta es, ¿por qué el distrito está gastando tanto dinero en una demanda legal cuando podemos usar ese dinero para ofrecer una mejor educación a nuestros niños? Esa es mi pregunta.
So, her name is Elizabeth Spicer, and she has a son here at the Morgan Hill School District. So she just has a question for you guys, and she wants to know, why is the district spending so much money on a legal lawsuit when we can use that money for students here in Morgan Hill?
Mr. Juan Carlos, oh,
Hi, my name is Juan Carlos Villaseñor. I will be the future principal at Voice Academy in Morgan Hill. And I've just been, very involved with the community lately and just, speaking to families. And there's a lot of support for the school here in Morgan Hill. Currently, we have over 114 applications, so interested parents. And so I just wanted to let you guys know that the community really wants that choice here in Morgan Hill, and I just want you guys to be aware of this in any decision that you take. Thank you.
Teresa Steiner.
Buenas tardes. Creo que ya algunos de ustedes me ayudaron a hacer la pregunta. A nosotros como papás nos confundieron con lo de la agenda y me gustaría saber una manera más fácil para que los padres puedan hacer, para que ustedes puedan hacer llegar a los padres en las escuelas la agenda, o si ustedes están mandando una información en flyers, o cómo es que tenemos tan poquitos padres aquí. Me gustaría saber qué es lo que hacen ustedes para promoverla. Esto es bien importante y me da tristeza que solamente hay pocos padres. Y yo creo que ustedes tienen una gran responsabilidad en eso, de no hacernos llegar la información clara y sin confusiones. Y más que nada, si tienen ustedes personas en las escuelas que les pueden hacer llegar la información a los padres para el horario de los meetings y que los padres obtengan un mejor acceso a la agenda, no tan confuso, porque se empieza desde las 4:30, viene siendo hasta las 6, no nos centramos en lo que pasa las otras el tiempo antes. Entonces yo como mamás, sí me gustaría saber qué es lo que están haciendo ustedes para ayudarnos a nosotros.
Yes.
Sorry.
So in summary, she's also commenting on the agenda item that was very confusing, and she's just wondering, what are the ways that parents can learn about this information, because she wasn't sure what time it was going to be, if it was happening. So just all the information that's been shared here about parents being very confused about the meeting today, and so she just wants to know, other ways that we do it so that parents really know and really get more parents involved in the board meeting.
Now that is the respective principal or voices.
Hi, good evening. Good afternoon. I'm Frances Pesto, the Executive Director of Voices Academy, and I'm here to comment on your closed agenda item regarding a lawsuit against the County Office of Education. And in Morgan Hill parents are intending to enroll at Voices. As Mr. Villaseñor said, we have more applications now than we have spaces, and it's only May. At least 80% of those families reside in Morgan Hill. I'm requesting that you honor their wishes for another quality option in Morgan Hill and not thwart their efforts by voting to file a lawsuit against the County Office of Education.
Sarah Coleman?
Afternoon. My name is Sarah Coleman. I'm with the law offices of Young Mini and Core. We represent Voices, as well as more than half the other charter schools in California. Very quickly on the Brown Act, since it's been talked to death, that will be probably one of the front and center issues of the response to the district's lawsuit if it goes forward. Frankly, if parents could not find it, I'll respectfully disagree that if it was not posted in a manner that was accessible to the public, transparency is the hallmark of the Brown Act, that will be an issue in the lawsuit. Second, I'm hoping that your counsel has advised you in detail about the fact that many of the claims in the lawsuit that the district previously filed and is considering refiling tonight are without legal merit and will be a use of taxpayer dollars that frankly doesn't seem logical to me. First, the lawsuit says that the district actually is saying that the county has to find that there is more than just a sound educational practice. They actually have to make written factual findings about approval of the petition. On appeal, that's not true. The only thing the county board has to say is it is consistent with sound educational practice, period, which it did if you look at the resolution that the county adopted. Second of all, the petition claims that Morgan Hill never submitted the same budget that it submitted with its original petition to Morgan Hill to the county. In fact, it did, in a binder. The district looked only at the petition that was posted on the county's website. That had a slight difference, but in fact, Voices handed to the county that budget, the correct budget that was submitted to Morgan Hill initially. So that piece of the lawsuit is going to be found without merit. And third, it actually cited to regulations that apply to the State Board of Education when it's considering a petition on appeal to say that the county didn't do something. The county has no obligation to comply with regulations that affect and only govern the State Board of Education in considering petitions on appeal. Those are the three foundations of that lawsuit, and all of them are without legal merit, in my opinion, in our firm's opinion. Lastly, I hope the board is considering that if you do not succeed in this lawsuit, not only will you be on the hook for your own lawsuit, your own legal fees, but also potentially the county and Voices. So whatever you budgeted for this lawsuit, I hope that you'll consider that there may be additional costs associated with this if you cannot prevail in this lawsuit. And it sounds like there's some disagreement about how district funds are spent. I just hope that is taken into consideration when you discuss this matter in closed session. Thank you.
Point of interest, the attorney represented here is not involved in that case.
Which
This
case?
attorney is
I
not
am
involved.
actually. Oh, that, yes, no, I did.
Javier Rivera.
Buenas tardes, honorables miembros de la mesa directiva. Mi nombre es Javier Rivera y soy una padre que reside aquí en la ciudad de Monaguillo. Parece que no soy la única persona que traigo la misma pregunta o el mismo interés. Me interesa lo que es la calidad y la buena educación de lo que son los niños. Ese es mi principal motivo por la cual yo estoy aquí. No estoy aquí por X persona, me interesa la igualdad y la calidad de educación que reciben nuestros niños. Y lo que yo venía a decir, mi punto principal era, me he enterado que la señora Martínez Palmer ya se va de aquí, y el punto es de que yo venía a recomendarle a nuestro intendente que contratara una persona que hablara español y que entendiera nuestra cultura latina, ¿verdad? Pero parece que también yo estoy buscando al internet, yo dije, a lo mejor soy yo que no entiendo bien todavía lo que es la nueva era de la computación y todo eso, pero estoy buscando en internet la página de lo que se iba a tratar esta reunión y no lo encontré. Pregunté a la secretaria y pregunté en otro lado y me dijeron que sí, pero parece que no soy el único. Entonces, creo que no estaba en la página del distrito o algo así. No sé si es verdad o no es verdad, es lo que entiendo. No sé si entendieron bien, mi idioma es español y me gustaría que si no lo entendieron, que alguien les traduciera de lo que yo acabo de hablar, por favor.
Hello, my name is Javier Rivera. I'm a parent in the school district. I'm not the only person here who has concerns. I am here because I'm interested in quality education. What's important to me is equality and quality. I also want to say that I understand that Ms. Martinez Palmer is leaving, and I'm interested in you hiring someone who speaks Spanish and someone who understands our culture and has an understanding of our cultural background. Also, I just want to state that I too was looking on the internet for the information on today's meeting. Yeah,
No con referencia a esta
Oh, I was called today to be invited to another meeting. I asked about today's agenda and no, that the agenda was here.
Ahora vengo y me encuentro que no soy el único.
I am not the only one. I am also finding that I'm not the only one.
Thank you very much.
I am here also with the comment regarding the agenda. As many other council members, I did look for it, and I had to ask how to get to the agenda. I am part of a group of parents who are trying to learn about the district and how we can help our students, especially the Spanish-speaking students. And I had a hard time finding it as well. You know, if it's anybody else, I had somebody to help me find it. If anybody else was looking for it, it wasn't there. It was not till today, this morning, when it was posted on the Morgan Hill Unified School District website. But in previous days, it wasn't. Thank you. And just an extra comment, this is violating the Brown Act. I'm trying to teach other parents about the laws and regulations, and this is a clear violation of the Brown Act. Thank you. Hi, I know a lot of you know me. I am Delia Gomez. I live here in Morgan Hill for more than 20 years. I have 3 kids. I have one in high school, one in Flint, and one in Boise. I am so proud to have my kids in Boise, my little girl. And I don't know, it's very ridiculous that when you are spend the money from our kids to complain, to insult the county, or I don't know. I don't know why you spend time. We need time to spend in our kids, not in another things are not important. My son is in high school. He's in 10th grade. And you know what he told me I think 2 weeks ago? And he was very low in English.
When he needs a help, he don't have help. My son, he told me, Mom, it's almost end of the year. What I need to go to school. We don't do anything in the school. It's end of the year. I don't want to go to school no more. It's almost end. And my daughter, she's in fourth grade of voices. And she here when he told me that. And she told me, you know what, Mom? My teacher don't tell me that. She told me, it's the end of the year, we need to work hard. And we need to end the year hard, working hard, because it's important for the kids. So I don't know, and I don't understand. Maybe you don't have kids, but we are Latino. We need help with our kids, not to spend money. And why you don't accept voices? Voices is here, and we want help with our Latino kids. I am very proud to bring voices to Morgan Hill. So thinking another thing better for our kids, not bad things. Don't work like that, and do the things clear. Don't be like today. What happened with the agenda? And who invited us? You? No. Another people told us about this meeting, but we don't even doesn't know what happened, because you are the people think and decide for us. But we have voice. We can tell you guys what we need, what we want. So we want to help us, our kids, not spend money on other things. Thank you.
Are there any other speakers?
According to the Code 54959. Hello, test. Okay, by the book provided by Attorney Resendez at our last board meeting, the Brown Act by CSBA, it says, Code 54959, criminal penalty for violation of chapter. Each member of a legislative body who attends a meeting of that legislative body where action is taken in violation of any provision of this chapter, and where the member intends to deprive the public of information to which the member knows or has reason to know the public is entitled under this chapter, is guilty of a misdemeanor. That being said, having heard from a secondary attorney, I am suspect to believe that we are in violation. Therefore, I am not willing to put myself in this position of being guilty of a misdemeanor, and I will not participate in this meeting today.
I have a question regarding what Trustee Padilla just said. I'm wondering what if we have a definition in terms of what kind of liability this board would be in if indeed a suit were brought against this meeting, about having this meeting. What kind of potential liability? You mentioned something here regarding misdemeanor. I wonder if this is something that is likely or unlikely, or what degree members of the board and the district itself would be liable. To what extent? If we could have some information about that, it would be very helpful. Because I'd like to know that. I don't know. I'm trying to find out what the information is, like everybody else here.
I have no answer to that. I don't think the attorney thinks that we have any judiciary. Do not make the rule. She gave us her advice. We have to work. If there are no further comments, we need to go into closed session.